What's going on, Aztec Nation? Today is not a Victory Tuesday. The Aztecs fall to the number 3 Gonzaga Bulldogs. 80-67, the Kiss the Rings crew's back, and we're going to talk about it all next. Stick around.
We game time ready. Welcome to my last second shot. We down and need a play.
Welcome, everybody. It's a new episode of the Sons of Montezuma podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining us here live on YouTube. We have been doing this for a couple years now. This may be our third or fourth basketball season, maybe our third or something like that. But we appreciate you guys for joining the stream. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button right off the top. Doesn't cost you a thing. No effort at all. Hit that like and subscribe button and join the over. What are we at? Like 1,500 subscribers now, guys. I think that's it's a nice little figure. Gotta keep growing the empire, right? Sons of Montezuma. Thank you guys once again. I am Mateo San Diego.
I'm an Aztec warrior.
I'm a beat up warrior today. I'm pretty beat up. I'm struggling. I got the bathrobe on. I'm gonna have to wear the hoodie on today. I'm just returning from Las Vegas, the football weekend that it was, and then straight to Viejas last night. Viejas Arena, not Viejas Center. Some people need to get that right, but it's okay. We don't blame them. Well, I'm happy to see my compadres here. What did we say? We were Vatos Locos forever? Is that what's going on? What's going on, Mike? How are you doing, Mike?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the to reality, Matthew.
It's hitting me very hard, man. Las Vegas was a fun trip. We'll get into that on the football episode. Hopefully tomorrow, me and K5 James and maybe Coach C, who is out there in Vegas. We took some lumps out there, and then we came back. Took another lump last night. You cannot stop this man. You can only hope to contain him. He is, he surprised me earlier today, boy. Oh, boy. We got an axe to grind tonight. We got an axe to grind. Who is it?
Like my song?
I like it, man. That gets me hyped up, dude. Those beginning intros for the Aztecs basketball team in Viejas, they stepped it up a notch this year, and they got your song on there, dude.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's so hyped, so hyped. And we had that sound beat, little sound bite before we even knew they were going to use it. So
that's true. They stole it from us.
They stole it from us. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, T-Mac? Yes, it is basketball season. Woo! And what a season it's already up to, guys. Last night, as we said, 80-67, the Aztecs fall to Gonzaga. The Bulldogs, no barking. We tried to get that out there, but boy, they were barking last night. Gonzaga, number 3 in the nation, came into Viejas, double-digit favorites for the first time in a long time on the Montezuma Mesa, and they lived up to it, man. I mean, they really controlled the game. I was watching one of their podcasts earlier today, and just listening to how they speak of their team this year and then seeing it for myself, I was impressed. I wasn't overly impressed. I don't know if I would bet the futures on them while I was in Vegas. I didn't bet on Gonzaga to win the whole thing. But I was impressed. I think from now until March, there's a lot of room for not only us to grow, but for them to grow, Gonzaga as well. So, Mike, I like that sweater, man. I like that hoodie representing. What was your takeaway, watching from home? I know you gave us our little keys to the game video, and Gonzaga scored more points, right? So that means they walked away with the win.
Yeah, no, I mean, we all knew who they were. They are who we thought they were, right? They're the number 3 team in the country for a reason. And you have 3 seniors, 2 graduates in that starting lineup. And you have experience, but you also have experience playing together. Like we had a couple years ago when we went to the Natty. You know what I mean? So we're a younger team. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I was impressed with these young guys. the fact that we had pretty much almost all freshmen and a sophomore who didn't play much last year on the court. I was very impressed with how we played, how we stayed in the game. Nick Boyd's great. BJ Davis looks like he's got something in him that he didn't have last year. So I'm glad that's coming out. I mean, it's tough when Miles doesn't have any points, but it sounds like he was having some cramp issues, and I think that ankle was hurting. And then Farrow had some cramps as well. But Taj played well. He looked confident. But, I mean, at the end of the day, when that high pick and roll kind of really, really hurt us in the second half, and that's when EK had most of his points, and most of them, if I'm not mistaken, if not all, were off those high pick and rolls that we just couldn't sort out in the second half. So they're a good team. We're a good team, but we're young and we're still learning, and we're not at full strength. So the fact that we were only lost by 13 at home to a very, very good team, I mean, you don't like moral victories, but there's some good pieces in play that we have in place.
Fiend, in this game, it was basically Gonzaga 40-31 in the first half, 40-36 in the second half. When you just look at the basic stats, okay, 42% Gonzaga hit from the field, 37 for San Diego State. The free throws, now, there was a big discrepancy between the free throws, and I love hearing Dutcher because he always puts things in perspective, right? And, he says, like every coach, I was nagging the refs, hey, I think they did a good job, but I was nagging them. Like, we had Gonzaga in the bonus early, or at least, what was it, like 6 fouls early. And it seemed like after that point in that first half, that was it. They put a lid on it, and then we started getting called for all the fouls. And Gonzaga went to the line, like 30-something times to our, like 18 throughout the remainder of the game. So I could sit here and complain about that, but, we were on the upper end of those free throw battles a lot last season. What do you got to say about what you saw, I guess, in the first half?
Well, I mean, in the first half, I was really excited when Ike got his second foul with like a minute into the game. I mean, because he is there. I would say him and Nemhard are their two best players. And so having him on the bench, I was so excited. And I thought, well, maybe we can get ahead here, in this game, because he's going to have to sit on the bench till halftime. And then they bring in that's the thing, is they're so deep. They bring in that Braden Huff, the 7-footer, and he's out there draining threes. And I mean, they didn't miss a beat with having Ike on the bench. And that's what's so impressive about this Gonzaga team, is just not only the experience that Mike talked about, but the depth that they have. And they just throw waves at you, and it doesn't matter who they got on the floor. It's basically would be a starter, like on our team, or any team in the Mountain West. They're absolutely loaded, and they're the number 3 team in the country for a reason, and I just thank God that we didn't get Baylor last night. I mean, they put up they beat Baylor by 38 points in Spokane. Now it was, it's in, I don't think it was in their home gym, but it's, it's home city, but still 38 points to a team that was in the top 10, and we kept it within 13 with a young team and, undermanned. We didn't have Reese, we didn't have Boyd at full strength. We lost Gwath halfway through the second half, and because of fouls. And credit to Gonzaga. I do think they are a title contender. Like, I would put a future on them. I think they are the real deal. I'll be, rooting for them unless we play them in the tournament. But I think they're a really good team. They're really well coached. And but like Mike said, I'm excited about this team. I think it was a good loss. If you could call a loss good. I do think it is, because it's such a learning experience for these young kids. They know now what the standard is that they need to get to. If you want to be a Final Four team, this is the standard that you need to get to. That's the way I feel about it. So, okay, maybe you say no moral victories, but I think this was a good teaching moment for these young kids.
Give it a rest, bro.
Okay, come on, dude. You're going to take a win over a loss any day of the week. To say it's a good loss, I mean, we would definitely want the win.
What do you
If you're
think
gonna
that?
lose it, I get it. It's not gonna hurt
Okay.
them. It's not gonna hurt them in
What
the rankings. It's
What do you
Dutcher
think?
said it. No. Dutcher said, he did say it's not gonna hurt us none in the rankings. But come on, you don't take anything as a good loss. Like, we saw some things, some flaws in this team. Let's not ignore the flaws.
So flaws in the
Do
Aztecs?
do you not see any flaws in this team?
But see, that's a good thing. You want that because you want to learn from that experience. I mean, a win, if you beat Occidental by 40 points, 50 points, who cares?
I will
You
never
take
phrase a
Gonzaga
loss as a
in a
good
loss by
That's
13. I
that's
think
a
you learn.
ridiculous thing to say. It's a
No,
ridiculous
I
thing
don't
to
think
say.
so. I don't.
Don't
Well,
ever say a good loss. Don't ever say a good loss.
no,
There's no
I'm
such
gonna
thing as a
stick
good
to it.
loss. It's a learning. It's a teachable moment.
It's a good
A
loss.
teachable moment.
It's a good loss,
Okay,
in my
well,
opinion.
agree or disagree. I think you're out of your mind when you say a good loss.
It's
These
not
are
like
two
I like to
brands.
take these losses, but I mean, I think
Oh,
it's a very. These kids can learn a lot from it, and they can get a lot of confidence that, hey, we're in the game with 10 minutes to go against the number 3 team in the country.
yeah. Okay. All right. Good teaching moment.
Shorthanded and undermanned and inexperienced. It's a teaching moment. You don't want to lose any game, but you're going to lose games. Now, you're not going to win every game. So if you can get valuable experience from a loss, you got to take it. But like you can't. You
But
look
you're
at the
gonna
pieces
take
of puzzle,
experience. You're gonna take experience from every game.
right?
Much rather have it in a win.
But do you learn more from your failures or your successes? Right? You have more failures and successes. Obviously, in sports is different, but you have guys who haven't played in that atmosphere, who haven't played together against a team that's played together and is very good and is experienced. And one of the guys, what is his name? Battle he's played for 6 years. It's the 6th year. So, yeah, you don't want to lose, but you're not going to win every single game. So you take what you can from this, and you have a week off to kind of get the piece together. Hopefully Miles gets better. I don't know what the whole cramp thing is. I mean, Guath had a cramp against the other, UCSD, I think. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe they need some beet juice or something. But that's strange to me to have 3 guys with cramp issues in the first couple games. So I don't know if that's just a fluke. Hopefully it's a fluke. But now you have a week off to sort it out, get a little bit more time together. I'll tell you what, Nick Boyd is fantastic. And he was talking so much shit to Gonzaga's bench, I heard. My brother was telling me, he was sitting back there. He's like, Boyd was talking smack to the coaches, like, this dude can't guard me. He was talking to, I think he was saying, what's his name, Stromer. He was just running his mouth, Stromer, like, you can't guard me. What are you going to do? You got to put somebody else on me. And Stromer's like, yeah, I don't know, man. So I like that. I like BJ Davis's fire when they had that kind of foul in the end there, and Jared Coleman-Jones kind of tried to do something. He kind of pushed him off. Not in like a derogatory or whatever you want to say, but I like that fire in him, like, of seeing that. So it tells me he's more confident than last year, obviously. And so you were never going to go. I mean, our best team in ever, that 30-2, lost 2 games. So this is going to be an interesting year of how are we going to play at the end. But I'm really pumped to see when Reese comes back and have those pieces together and everybody's healthy in, January, February, March, and see where we got, because this is going to be an interesting couple months, 2 months for this team to learn to play together, learn to win. And you got some big time games you got to go through, which I don't have any issue with, so that's how you learn, is to trial by fire. Struggle breeds character.
23 points for Nick Boyd on 6 of 10 shooting, 2 for 3 from 3, 10 free throws. He was taking it, like you said, Mike, he was very impressive, just taking the ball to the rack, very, very aggressive, very physical. Same thing with BJ. I really like what I saw in BJ. Of course, he got in a little bit of foul trouble. Of course, a lot of our guys got into foul trouble. Fiend, we talked about Magoon getting fouled out so early. So, it was a teachable moment, absolutely. It wasn't a learnable moment because they got to prove that they will learn from this. But I hear everything you guys are saying. Everything you guys are saying. It's a young team, undermanned, all that good stuff. So definitely a lot to take away from it. I just will never say such foolishness as a good loss.
What did you
Anyways,
order?
Boyd,
What did you
BJ.
order? What did you order at Taco Bell? Real quick, I need to get that off my
Oh,
chest.
you know what? I didn't eat at Taco Bell. We went to
Oh,
the
okay.
cantina and I didn't eat because I ate right before we had went out.
You know, the one thing that bugs me though is that there was 3 rebounds between JCJ and Magoon.
Well,
That are,
yeah, let's talk
you
about
know,
it. Let's talk about it because that's what I'm kind of alluding to that I'm a little fired up about, right? Is the front court. I think
Yeah.
there's some glaring issues there, guys, that you just can't ignore. There's some things that they need to really learn from. But you know, we're talking as far as learning experiences. Well, yeah, our team is behind. They're behind the eight ball when it comes to comparing to Gonzaga. That's a given. Gonzaga is very experienced. They got, you know, seasoned players. But in the front court, there's kind of a glaring issue to me right now. And I know we're only 3 games in. Say what you will, but when it comes down to the depth, okay, there's a lot of guys that can play the 5. There's a lot of guys that play the 4. But like you said, those rebounds we weren't getting blown out rebounds wise. But you know, Dutch alluded to it when we got the rebounds, offensive boards, we weren't been able to put them back in, and so that's something that's going to have to improve greatly because you know I hate to say it, the fire is starting to come out, you know, from some people out there, right? As far as some of the younger guys, I mean, Miles Heidi's one, right? I think he gives valuable minutes. He's a big body. I think DeMarche gave some valuable minutes last night, which was really cool to see. But these are some things that they're really gonna have to get ironed out.
what fire? What are you talking about?
No, just hearing comments out there as far as people, you know, not thinking either Miles has got it or you know they've already written off certain players, maybe DeMarche at this point. You know, you want to see Magoon. He's a redshirt freshman, right? Fouls out early. It's a big learning experience for him, and it's going to take a full season to really get there to that point. So yeah, I mean it's going to be It's going to be a tough learning curve.
He did get 5 blocks, you know, and
Oh,
in those
absolutely.
blocks, some of the
Absolutely.
guards got rebounds off of that. Yeah, but you never want to have your guards, you know, leading the team in rebounds. I mean, it's great if everyone is contributing, but your big guys should be the ones leading the way with getting the rebounds. And I totally agree with you. I mean, JCJ getting 1 rebound as our 5, I mean, that's just not acceptable. Like that dude has got to battle more in there and get more rebounds for us. You know, the other thing that was really just bad for us is we got caught on that high pick and roll, and we were switching. We couldn't get over the pick and roll with that Ike was setting with Nemhart, and then we'd switch and we'd have a guy like McKinney, you know, stuck on Ike. I mean, he's just going to back you down, and you have to foul him, and that's basically what we had to do. And so, you know, they're a really long team. They rebound the ball well. I thought we have good length, but they have superior length to us. But yeah, our big guys do need to step it up, and they need to get a little more hungry on the boards moving forward.
Good point by Mikey B. Our bigs are all new to Aztec defense. I think in large part, that's very true. So, yeah, hey, just be. You got to be real. You got to call it as it is. It's going to be a learning experience, learning opportunity for them, and they're going against, like you're saying, Fiend. I mean, this is a really long, big team in Gonzaga who's experienced all that good stuff, but. These are the issues, and I'm really curious with the offense. I know we'll probably have a lot more to see and say after the players tournament coming up in Las Vegas next week. I don't know if everybody's making it out there. I'm on the fence for that one. But I think we're going to have a lot to say and see, especially when it comes offensively wise. In this game, I mean, you're going against Gonzaga, right? All that length. But there were just some even the shots we were hitting early on, you know, there were a struggle to even get those shots off, and they were getting off. But, not going to face that type of talent every single game. So that's a blessing.
Yeah, this may be the best team that we play all season. And the next one coming up may be the second best team in Creighton. So you talk about trial by fire. I mean, we're throwing these kids into the fire quickly, you know, and we're telling them to grow up fast. But the great thing about all of this, playing these top teams early on is they're gonna be so tested by the time they get to the Mountain West, and when they have to go on the road to Logan and CSU and the Pit. I mean, they're not gonna be phased because they've played stiff competition, that are probably talent wise even better than the players that they'll be playing in those games.
Oh, Logan. That'll teach you a few things playing out there in Logan, dude. Oh, what else? What else? What other topics we got on the table, guys? Because this was a pretty big game. Players tournaments coming up. This team was averaging what? Close to 100 points a game, Gonzaga. So, yeah, I think that's a good realistic perspective to know that we kept them way below their averages, unmanned or undermanned, as you would say. Mike, anything else you want to add to this game? Anything that jumped out to you?
No, I mean just the fact that these guys are always going to fight until the end. There's not a question about that. They don't give up ever. So the fact they kept fighting, they're a young team. They don't have everything together. We're kind of, and you're playing a team that's, we don't have enough sample size to see what's going on here. I think, the flashes of some of these guys is good, but it's still early in the season. Magoon hasn't played for 2 years. He's still 19 years old. He's only 200 pounds. You're going against grown men, that are just monsters like EK. That's going to wear on you throughout the game. So, you just got to get more reps. You got to get more reps, and we're not going to be the oldest team like we were the last 4, 5, 6 years or whatever. We got to retool. So, I'm curious to see how this team progresses throughout the year because they have the talent. We need more scoring. Obviously, one of our bigger pieces, if not the biggest piece, and Reese isn't there right now. But hey, third game, Miles was hurt. Unfortunate. That would have helped. Not having any points from him was a bummer. But Wayne McKinney looks good. I like him. He can create. He kind of reminds me of Darian. You know what I mean in terms of just being able to create his shot in the lane and just get into the hoop and stuff like that. So, it's food for thought, and we'll see how they do against Creighton. And then we'll go from there.
I think one also thing that's kind of lost on people is Ryan Battertelli. It's his first year as well, working offensively with this team. So certain things that we're seeing. They got a little bit of ways to go as well, just to get things offensively dialed in on what they want to see and expect from this new look team, right? So
yeah,
a lot of new pieces, not just on the court.
And let's just be honest, man. The impatience of fans is kind of annoying sometimes. Do you go to your job and you're good at your first week or your first 2 days? Now you have the compaction of a season in 30 games or whatever with sports. But, look at it as a microcosm of life. When you're in your job, are you really that good at it your first year? Probably not. You're probably good. But then you have the second year. And then I've always said, whenever you're doing something from the second to third year is the biggest jump. First year, you're kind of figuring out. Second year, like, okay, I have an idea how to do it. Now I can expand on that. And then the third year, you get rolling. So a lot of these teams are doing that. We're in the first year of that transition now. And, if you have a new coach come in who's coaching, the offense, right, or helping with that, you got to have a comfortability with them. And you have young guys, man. These are kids, man. Like, let's have some patience. We're not going to win every game. But let's see where we're at in a couple weeks. And then you see where we're at in a month and see where we're at in 6 weeks and see when you get healthy and everybody back going, you have some patience. Patience is a virtue.
Oh man,
Yeah,
is Mike talking
I
about
think
the football
moving.
program? Is Mike talking about the football
No,
program or
this is-
basketball right now?
we're-
Lord,
that's
it's
20
it's so interchangeable right now. I'm gonna clip that and put that into.
I mean, you can use that. We can talk about that if you want.
We're gonna say, Fiend.
No, I was just going to say that, moving forward, I think while Reese is out and with Miles Bird, not being 100%, hopefully he will be by the NIL tournament. But the Aztecs, really leaned on Bird or Boyd last night. I mean, he was 23 points. Like you said, he was talking smack to the bench, and he No, they couldn't guard him. They couldn't guard him. And what I loved about it is Gonzaga was doing that hard hedge where Ike would come out and then he would back up and it would give the point guard um, enough time to recover. And so what I loved about what Boyd did was they had the pick on the right side, and then he would just reject the ball screen. And then he's a lefty, and there's no big guy under the hoop, and he'd get the player on his hip, and then that little left hook, they couldn't guard him. And he did it over and over, and he got to the line. And I just love to see a guy like that, knowing that we have the talent to have an alpha dog like that who can go up against top competition and really perform well. And so that was just really exciting to see last night, and I loved his performance.
Very good, very good, very good. I like what T Mac is saying. Just to kind of get back into the chat a little bit. When UConn beat us, they made it obvious that they were superior. I never got that feeling with Gonzaga, and I agree with that. Physically, I didn't see it. As far as if we had all our guys running, I feel like physically we would be able to match up. Maybe not 100%, but it wouldn't be as obvious as what UConn has put out there.
I will say this. I will say that UConn had a tendency that, like, when a team would make a run, they'd shut them down, right? And that's a hallmark of a great team. And I saw that from Gonzaga last night. We would get the crowd really wasn't into it much, like, after like 5 minutes, because they were up like 10 points, right? And then we chip it down to like 8 points, 7 points. Crowd really start getting into it, and you could feel that energy rising in Viejas. And then they would hit a shot, on the next possession, and then they would get quiet again. Then they get it back to 8, get it back to 10, get it back to 12. That's a hallmark of a great team. And so doing that on the road, and to be able to stop the momentum in its tracks is a signal of a great team. And so I would say I would compare them to UConn in that sense, that I think they did a really great job of that.
Yeah, definitely a sign of a winning team, who knows how to win, knows how to just take the game away from the crowd. Hey, great job by the fans. I was very happy to see so many butts in the seats. Got to be like that all the time. But, it was a big game, and you're right. They didn't have a lot to, you felt the energy wanting to get there, and whether it was Gonzaga making a shot or, getting a foul call, getting an and one, like, it was just deflating at times. But like Mike said, the guys, they never gave up. They continued to battle. That defense is just something that's always going to be there and carry us through to try to get turnovers and easy buckets. Mikey B's calling it. Will be great in March. We'll see. Great is a big word. But, I'm just happy to see these guys, the talent, the mix around them. I think I'm impressed. I'm excited to see what they are going to grow into. And what happens will happen, how wherever that journey takes them. You just take it one game at a time, as Mike likes to say. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no better experience than experience. You know what I mean? Like, and the same thing with the coaches. They've seen the guys in practice, but until you put them against someone else, you're still kind of not 100% of what they can do against a formidable foe like that. But now you're getting tape. Now you're getting logs of what each guy can do. Just to nitpick here, dude, nobody should be compared to anybody to UConn. They beat the shit out of everybody in the last tournament. So let's just not stand on ceremony here and say, oh, UConn beat the crap out of everybody, not just us. So the last 5 years, the total wins from 19 to 24, including the tournament, 148 Gonzaga, Houston, 134 San Diego State, and Kansas. So we're a very, very good team. Gonzaga is a great team, and they have that experience. I mean, I think Mark Few's been to the tournament every single year he's been a coach. That's ridiculous. I think 9 or 10 straight 16s or something like that. So, hey, we have culture. We have the coaches in place. We just got to get more minutes under these guys' belts. You have 2 true freshmen, a redshirt freshman, and so we got to get experience. So we're going to be fine. We just got to get going and get together and play together and get continuity. So the whole, like Dutch says, we're 7 UConn the last 2 tournaments. So I mean, when we get to the tournament and we lose in Sweet 16, we usually lose to the national champion. So let's calm down, tranquilo. Let's get to Oregon, or let's get to Creighton and our guy at Creighton. We hope he has a good game, not a great game. You know what I mean?
Your guy.
And then we're going to see Oregon, and then we're going to see either Houston or Alabama. I think those are 4 fantastic games that these kids can play. That's why they came here to play big time games like that. So let's just see what happens, because this. You know what that is? That's an NCAA tournament field for 4 games if that's your side of the bracket. So get that experience early. You can play on it. You can get healthy. You can read on it. I love the fact that we have. It's kind of bummed that we don't have a game this midweek or something, but we have a week to get healthy, and then you play a good Creighton team. So we're going to learn. The coaches are going to learn. Players are going to learn, and so let's just we'll be all right. Just you got to give us time. Nothing happens immediately.
You're gonna learn today, guys. We're gonna take a quick 40-second timeout. We'll be right back, guys, with a little bit more. All right, guys, got to take this opportunity. Thank you guys for joining the stream again. These streams after a loss are never easy, even if it's a good loss. But 20% off right now, guys. Manscaped.com. I am holding in my hand a new delivery that I just got, and I've been eager to open this up because I've been teasing you guys for a little while, but. Man, I got to tell you, Manscaped is not just about trimmers, but boy, the draws, the underwear are perfectly packaged in a nice little box. I'm showing off my draws, everybody. I'm waving around my head like a helicopter. But 20% off, that's on any order, not just trimmers. They got these very soft.
They look silky smooth.
Boxers. Yeah, man.
Are those dirty? Are those clean?
Come, sniff them. Get closer to the
So you're a boxer brief guy?
Oh yeah,
those boxer briefs. No tidy whities or boxers. I see. I'm a boxer guy.
Really, boxers?
Yeah.
Bunching up on you and stuff, dude.
There's nothing between me and you in the thin layer of gabardine. Don't you see what's going on here? Remember that in Seinfeld?
Oh my. Manscaped.com, guys. Promo code SUNS20 to get 20% off plus free shipping. Of course, these boxers they got a whole line of them. They're really, really great. I could vouch for it. But also, you definitely want to check out, of course, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. That is something that we all have thanks to Manscaped. And, man, I use it all the time. Absolutely. Took with me to Vegas. Might have to take it to Vegas next week if somehow I could get the time off from work. Make that happen. Oh, will manscaping help with the cramps? I think so. I think that's the solution. No cramping on my end, I'll tell you that. No cramping on my end. Manscaped.com. Go get you some. Don't skip the beet juice, though, guys. Don't skip the beet.
They should use some magnesium spray or foam. That's would probably help with the cramps. The boxers have more box fighting them than Mike Tyson did. I know that.
Oh, Oh man,
Yeah,
he
he threw
definitely
that.
was not wearing Manscaped draws.
He threw that fight. That's bullshit, man. No way, dude. The first round compared to the other rounds, come on.
Why was it? I was in Vegas and watching the fight, and why was it like as soon as the fight finished, I just got like 3 different text messages, and all I see are Mike Tyson's cheeks all up in my phone. Like,
Bro,
oh my god, like the fight just finished, guys. Like, ease up, ease up.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that was. I mean, that was rigged. I don't care what anyone says. You watch compare what he did in training to that, and then all the stuff. It's ridiculous. But that John Jones fight was solid. I mean, that spinning roundhouse kick to his ribs was ridiculous, man. That was wild. So that cleansed my palate for the fight cards for the weekend.
I had to watch the highlights, man. We were watching another brutal takedown at Allegiant Stadium, but that's for tomorrow. Oh boy. Well, what do you guys think? Fiend, are you making it out to Vegas? No.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to be there for all 3 games.
Ooh, all
So
3 games.
All
That's
3
sweet.
games. Yeah,
That'll be
the
fun,
whole week.
man. That'll be a
The
good
whole
trip.
week in Vegas. So
What are you gonna do?
I'm really excited.
What are you gonna do for Thanksgiving? Do you have a
I'm
spot you're
excited.
gonna go to? Or?
I don't know. I don't know. So, I'll have to figure that out soon. But, yeah, I've never spent Thanksgiving in Vegas, so it's going to be an experience, and I'm just really excited to see some great basketball there. They'll have 4 games. The tickets for Saturday, I think, are for 4 games, so there's going to be just real high quality basketball played on Saturday, and so I'm really looking forward to that. And maybe I'll catch some of the Aztec Air Force game, last game of the season. Hope they get a win like we got the oil can last year. But yeah, I'm really pumped. This Creighton team is going to be, like we said, really tough team with Kalkbrenner. Got another great big. It feels like that guy's been around forever, right? And we just keep running into him. So that's a tough matchup for these kids, and wouldn't be at all surprised if they take an L in that game. Let's hope they find some magic and we win. But again, great lessons that can be learned from playing a team that good, and we'll see. Just let it ride.
So that first game against Creighton will be on Tuesday, November 26th at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. tip-off time. I don't like that. That's going to feel very weird for our guys after coming off of a week. But hey, it's tournament season. That's tournament format. Creighton actually plays this Friday night against Nebraska. So they've got themselves a little bit of a closer game tune-up this Friday night at 5 p.m. So I'll definitely be watching that, just to get a more up-to-date scout on those guys. And I'm sure we'll have to figure some things out if we're going to record before the tournament or what. Now, I'm still 50-50 on Vegas, so we'll see what happens. But I'm excited it's going to be played at MGM, the Garden Arena there, because I have a feeling that's going to be the site of the Pac-12 conference tournament moving forward. I'm not sure if the Pac-12 is going to take over T-Mobile with the teams that we have. I think MGM would probably be a right size fit, but I could be wrong. I'm excited to go and check it out for the first time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm a tournament on the Strip. We're so used to playing at Thomas and Mack, so this is going to be a change of venue. It's going to be nice. And I was there a couple years ago for the Continental Tournament when we had the 30-2, 30-3 season, and man, that was a really great tournament. That's where we really launched ourselves onto the national, perspective for basketball that season, and winning that we blew out Creighton in the first game, and then we came back to win against Iowa. So those are fun games, high level competition, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about these games. I think some of those matchups may work to our favor. All the physicality, the speed, all that good stuff. Yeah, so we'll have to see, guys. We'll have to see if we record before that Creighton game. A familiar foe. Of course, we know Occidental's very familiar around these parts. Familiar for almost breaking 3-point records, but it's okay. Guys, anything else you want to cover before we call this a night? 80-67 loss to Gonzaga. But some lessons hopefully learned, some tough lessons that hopefully get taught and move forward with the season. And hopefully see you guys in Vegas. All right. Thank you guys all for joining the chat. Gonna make sure that we keep you guys updated. Make sure you're following us on X, Twitter. I don't know about Blue. What is it? Blue Sky? I don't know anything about it. I'm trying to, like Andy said, I'm trying to weed out the social media accounts. But we'll see. I might have to take a look at that.
I'm on Blue Sky. Check me out there.
All right, YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys all for joining. Oh, T-Mac, hitting us with the late jumper here. What do we got here? Okay.
Triple B is going to lift us over Creighton.
Boyd, BJ, and Bird will lift us over Creighton. What's that song? Lift us up where we belong.
Is that Jeffrey Osborne?
Come on, Mike.
Jeffrey Osborne, right?
Take it away, Mike. Come on.
No, just singing keys that don't exist.
So nobody wants to hear that, man. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need that. But it'll be fun, man. Hey, these kids want an opportunity to play the best, and they're getting it, and they're getting a good experience, and that's what they came here to play. You know what I mean? So it'll be fun. Thanksgiving week is a great week.
Plus, they're going to get paid. They're going to get money from it. That's awesome. And don't you like the winner? Doesn't the winner get a big pot of money? I think that the winning team gets more NIL money from it. So
yeah,
I'm not saying we'll be the champion of this tournament, because damn, that would be awesome. But yeah, I think that's really cool that they play for some additional NIL revenue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then what do they say? We might play Gonzaga next year or Gonzaga in that for next year too. So if we can go back-to-back years, keep going to that, that'd be fun. Yeah. So the champion gets 1.5 mil, second place 1.25, third 1.15, and fourth 1.1, which I'm assuming is just equally distributed throughout the players. It's a pretty hefty pot, man.
It's nice.
That'd be fun, dude.
Love it. Love that the brand is getting that recognition. You know what I mean? It's great to see us in these.
We've definitely earned it, over the past several years. Getting to Sweet 16s and being a ranked team. So yeah, definitely, it's exciting to be in that company.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you, Team Mac, for that super right at the buzzer. Appreciate you for getting that in. And all your guys' support, really, we do this because we love it. Aztec, basketball, football, all that good stuff. And yes, if you're in Vegas, T-Mac, look us up. You're in the US of A and need to attend these games for sure, man. For sure. All right, guys, keep it posted, like we said, Instagram, X, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff for our updates, and hopefully we'll be able to see some of you guys there in Las Vegas. Until next time, guys, sonsofmontezuma.com. Let's get these wins in Vegas. Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Yep.